What's up, everybody? This is RF Mike, and it has been almost a month. I'm about 3 days shy of having this Asus Zen Watch for a whole month, and I'm going to give you my impressions so far for almost a month's use of what I think of this watch, and compared to the LG G watch I've had, and then my wife, she has the Samsung Galaxy Gear Live, and tell you what I think of all these square watches and what Asus has done pretty good with this, and stuff that's on its way out, things that are about to come out, and just talk about Android Wear. Start, you can see that this band has already been getting pretty formed to how I wear it. It's also picked up oils, and see if I can get this to focus on it. You can see here where my oils from my skin have darkened the inside of the band in some spots, and then it's lighter in others. It's got a bend to it from where, when this clasp closes, where it would sit. You can see actually right there where it would sit and leave a mark and indent it. This clasp, I do like it. I'm not a fan of it because of how it bends up your leather and makes it look, and you can see where my leather here on the outside has started puncturing and getting marked, but hey, that's leather. Leather's leather. And this is actually, it's a good band. I mean, it definitely is raised a little more, or like it rubs more on your wrist when rubs more on your wrist. If I can show you here when you have it on. So we'll put this on, clasp it, and you can see it just sits not flush on the ground. Flush, you'll feel the bottom hit more often than not. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather still. I have been sick lately, and that's why I haven't done any videos in a while. Besides that, though, it's worn pretty good, and then I'm still finding on all the metal on this, I'm still finding a plastic that they put over it just to keep it from getting marked up or whatever during shipping. And as you can see here, you can see there's still some plastic there. I'm gonna try to pull all this off, and I like that, just how easy it is to adjust this band, you know, depending on if you have a bigger wrist or a smaller wrist. And this band on the Asus watch, and then I know the Samsung Galaxy Gear Live watch, they have the little nubs for easy removal for when you're going to take the band off and swap it to another band. And for bands, I'm definitely going to go with a nice stainless steel band, probably $50–$60 band to go with this, to swap it out for the leather here in a little bit. Anyway, let me go back to getting this off so you can see some nice clean silver underneath. There's a piece there, and there's another one here. I just pulled one off right here earlier, so you can see that it's nice and shiny right there. And then you can see all this going down is all plastic covered still. So let's see if we can get that off. Just spots where they put the film on it where I wouldn't think there'd be film. So there, I think that might be it. Maybe there might be some. Oh, there's some on the outside here too, or on the inside of it, I should say, for where it folds over. It kind of butterflies over. There's some there as well. But yeah, you can see on the leather where, this being a good leather, it has actually, it definitely takes the indents, takes your oils, you know, it ages well. You can tell, maybe, you might be able to tell, like in real life, or looking at the watch in person and having it for almost a month, you can, it's starting to get some stains to it, and it's picking up oil. Trying to get the camera to focus on it. There we go. A little better. You can see some really light spots where it's starting to stain and pick up the oils and get a little darker. The band's starting to definitely take its wear, like leather should. And it looks good. I like it. I really do. The watch face looks good. This is, I'm recording this on the 1st, May 1st, and this is after the ever famous Apple Watch has come out, and now there's more people out there aware about the Apple Watch. When they see this, they're like, "Oh, is that the Apple Watch?" I'm like, no, this is an Asus Zen Watch, or Asus Watch Zen Watch that runs Android Wear. And they're like, "Oh, are they copying the Apple Watch?" No, nowhere near. This watch has been out for months and months compared to the Apple Watch, and it's been doing things differently for a while. Charging wise, yeah, it uses a cradle, so I have it in the background just to show you. It is a pin conduction cradle. Sits in there, plug it in, starts charging. Should pop up and tell us. Let's try that again. Yep, I felt a little vibration there, so it's juicing. And then there's a little charging logo at the very top there, right above the 12. If you could see it. Go away. So, yeah, it's juicing. Some of the apps that are on this, you can see here, they have their own step tracker app. I don't really have too much on here right now. Asus included quite a few of their own things. The charging cradle has a little light to it here on the side for when it is juicing. As soon as you pop it off, that does, so this is not charging now. Take it out of the cradle, that light goes away. Can't see it anymore. One thing I've tried capturing it in a picture in the past, and I couldn't get it to do it. But when the watch is charging at night and the room's completely dark, I don't know if it's a backlighting or something with the sensors that are inside the bezel around the screen, but this whole section like kind of glows because there's biosensors for reading your fingerprint inside the front of this. And I don't know if it's the sensors that put off kind of a really light green glow at night, but I don't have a camera that has a good enough resolution or a good enough ability to capture that type of photo at night. So if you get one of these watches, if you get the Asus Zen Watch here, it'll be something that you'll learn on your own. If you just wake up at night one night and happen to get up, get a drink or something, and you see it kind of glowing, so something weird, I don't know. But yeah, it's a good watch. And then you can see here, that's where the power button would be on the watch. And I was hoping, I know the Samsung watch, you can actually shut it down, use your power button, turn the watch off, and then just turn the watch back on by pressing it. If you push and hold on the power, brings up your settings, go into power off. And I was hoping that when you power it off, yeah, it's going to shut down. Feel that little vibration, shutting everything off. Alright, and it's shut down. I was hoping that when it's off, it's off. You can put it on the charging cradle and let it juice, without having it running. But unfortunately not. It as soon as you put it on the cradle, it reactivates it and turns it back on. And you go through your boot up screen, your boot up animations, splash screens, however you like to call them. And the software on this, I'll show you here in a second, once we get a fresh boot, is running Android 5.0.2. So you can see it booted up pretty quick. Recognizes it's charging, says it's not connected at the moment, which we know that will change. So yeah, you can see we're definitely running a 5.0 version of the Wear software. Go into settings, go all the way down to about, and software version, let focus in. I have to excuse my lag. I'm using my tablet for doing this recording because I have the phone to show off a few things for as well. Yep, software version 5.0.2, the Asus Zen Watch, build number, all that stuff. Battery life, system update, and we'll check for an update. Nope, we're up to date. And that is the thing, like I said, with the Apple Watch that came out recently, of course, Google came back out and they're like, yeah, we do have another Android Wear update we're going to push out soon for certain watches that will be able to take more advantage of it, of the Android Wear watches compared to others. With the new update coming out, there's going to be new gestures to where you can flick your wrist to start going through your cards. You won't have to use both hands. You don't have to take your hands away from what you're doing to be able to check notifications. There's some refreshments with the UI, and it's going to look better with some of the cards and some of the options. There's going to be like a native app drawer built in, so you have to use a third-party app drawer, download one, because like you've seen on a lot of people's, they'll pull out from the side and have an app drawer that was developed by somebody else. They're going to add one in onto it. The big thing is the Wi-Fi ability, and that's going to be where watches that have Wi-Fi built in, which I tried looking up on this one, on the Asus Zen Watch. I can't find anything saying that this has Wi-Fi built in. I know another watch that does not have Wi-Fi is the LG G Watch, the original. And then I think the G Watch R doesn't have Wi-Fi. I might be wrong on that. I know the Moto 360 does. The Samsung Galaxy Gear Live has Wi-Fi built in. Those watches will be able to take advantage of, not having your phone on the same frequency. If your phone's turned off charging because it died, you can basically have your watch on Wi-Fi and still pull in all your notifications through Google's services and get all your stuff that you need. Just some minor things. You can probably still do Google Now questions and find out certain things on the watch without even needing the phone. And then, of course, a lot of the apps are still integrated onto the phone. You have to have the phone to be able to use a good amount of your functions on the watch. So there's that factor too. Yeah, like I said, watch-wise though, like with build and all, how thin this one is and how the leather's been, it's good. It's worth the $200 if you want something that's kind of a classy look. You don't want just a black slab. If you don't want to go with just the original G Watch, I'd recommend going with the Asus Zen Watch. It's a nice curved display. It works well, nice bright colors. And we will move on to, let me switch to another face here. Clockwork, all the cogs, dash. We'll move on to looking at the apps and things that are within the watch and some changes that have happened with the Android Wear app that have improved. So I've seen that some things still aren't talking to each other that well between the Asus Zen Watch and the new app. So that's minimalist. So for example, if I go into, well, no, we won't use that. We'll go into the app and I'll show you through there. For things that come with this watch that you wouldn't get with other watches, because the Asus Zen Watch and I know for sure the Moto 360 are two Android Wear devices that have their own customization they've added on top. So for example, you have a compass built in on this. Let me see what else. You have the flashlight, phone helper, and SOS. There's a couple other things too here. The Up by Jawbone, and your Wellness, which uses the sensors, the biometric sensors on the side of the display for checking your heartbeat and whatnot. some of that stuff is okay. The flashlight thing I think is pretty cool. If we go into my phone here and we look at the Android Wear app, this is the Android Wear version 1.1, and you can see they have done an overhaul when it comes to the minimalist or the material design on the app now. You can see the flow of things are a little better. They've redone the apps or browsing for new apps, things that you can jump into. For people that just get into using Android Wear, you now have you'll have tutorial views and things that will pop up right within your main panel, your first panel you come to when you open the app up. So if we went to try out watch notifications, view tutorial, take a wearable screenshot. So if we view a tutorial, you can see they've revamped the tutorial stuff on here. I think we're actually going to pass this video. Pass on that. There should have been some others too. Try out watch notifications. So say if we had incoming call, things you want to show off to people or see how it works, you can look at all this stuff. I'll send one of these right to the watch. Some new changes that they've done. And if we go into these, you can see it warps. If we're going to change the watch face, any of the watch faces that have the settings to them are the watch faces that you can customize that came built in with the Asus Zen Watch or the Moto 360. So if we go into the minimalist, you can see it warped us right into the Asus Zen Watch settings. So say we change our face to red hands, hit OK, setting it. But if we go and look, yep, it actually swapped it. I've had problems in the past where it hasn't actually done that. It's given me some issues. So say we look at some of the other watch faces that come with the Asus Zen Watch. What we'll do is we'll warp out of this. So it warped us right back into the Android Wear. We'll go right to the Asus Zen Watch Manager. It is right here. And now we're into Asus's Watch Manager app that you can download from the Play Store to support their watch. And you can see it gives you it's a different layout compared to what you'd see in just the Android Wear managing app. If we go into changing our display, you can see you have quite a few options. And this is what comes with the app. What comes in the app. Quite a few different things. I myself kind of like more of the professional looking times and whatnot. And you can customize if we want the watch battery or the phone battery, or say we don't want the phone battery showing, we can do just one, or we can do weather, phone battery. Oh wait, but it tells you right there, can only select 2 items. Need to deselect one of them. And we will hit OK. OK again. Should be setting it. And we'll pick up our watch and take a look, and you can see it didn't set it. This is an issue I've come across with the latest update. I don't know if it's part of the Android Wear app that's causing that, or if it's something not talking between the Zen Watch itself and their app. So one thing to keep in mind for now. You can see other things that Asus also offers is their apps for Find My Phone, phone warnings. You can unlock the phone, other things you can do, tools and SOSs, other things you can do right from their app to the watch, or vice versa, from the watch to the phone. And then their settings on things. So we will go back to the wear. And see, the wear still shows it's on minimalist. So if we decide to change and look at more watch faces, we'll just hit more. And this basically shows you everything as well that would be in the native app in the Asus Zen Watch Manager app. So say we wanted to do, where's the one I liked? Not perfection. So we want to do this one. Select it. And you can see it already lit up and changed it. But now if we do want to go and change the coloring, we'll hit back. We'll hit our little settings icon. And that warps us right into it. And there we have it. And yeah, there's no color selection for it. Like you can see with some of these, we have the ability to change the color. So, like I said, I don't know if it's something they just hadn't updated on the ZenWatch phone or the ZenWatch Manager app that needs to be fixed, a bug, because it seems to work through the Android Wear app, but not on the ZenWatch app. Hopefully I'm not confusing you guys too much. I think you guys understand. But the one thing I do like with the Android Wear app is it has cleaned up a lot. You can see things have been separated a lot more. If you want to try out incoming phone calls, Google Now cards, all that stuff just shows up right here. Your tips. If you want to look at, browse the store, even the store layout has changed. You can see everything's been categorized more. There's a lot of stuff now. Android Wear has gotten pretty big. The app selection has grown a lot. And I'm sure the Apple Watch app selection will grow too. But definitely when it comes to your watch faces that you want, there's way more options on Android Wear than Apple. I don't want to say there's as much as what would be on Pebble, but I don't know, it might be catching up and surpassing Pebble soon too when it comes to watch faces and how you can build them and make your own. So yeah, so for the moment, as you can see, a lot of these are free. There are some that you can pay for. So many. I'm not even nowhere near done scrolling through all this stuff yet. So we'll back out of that. So at the moment for the square-faced Android Wear watches, I definitely like the Asus Zen Watch. Like I said, I'm probably going to go on ahead and buy a stainless steel band and swap it out for this metal. Other things that like I said, that are in the works is the new Android Wear update will be coming out. And I think it will be, they're not going to limit it to only a few watches. Right now, as of launch of the new update, I know it's available on the LG G Watch Urbane. That's the first watch that ships with it. One thing that LG had done that's kind of ticked people off, but it is pretty cool, is right here. This is from Droid Life. LG launches their own call app to the Google Play, which currently is only compatible with the Urbane watch. So you can actually make, you can pull up your contacts and send out a call, send to your phone to make a call right from your watch, which you can already do using Android Wear. All you'd have to do is have your screen come on, do your wrist gesture to get your screen to turn on, and then just ask your watch, say, "Okay, Google, call my wife." And it's dialing it and makes the phone call right from the watch. So we'll end that there. But yeah, it's that's one app that's gonna take some people off, but is pretty cool. So there are more, you can see there are more companion apps coming out from the manufacturers of the watches to go with Android Wear and kind of make it look better, which a lot of those core functions are already built in. They're just kind of dressing it up more. So I think that's something that's cool. But what the killer part is like it says in the title, right now the only watch that it's currently compatible with is the Urbane. So yeah, if you're definitely looking towards round faces, you have a few different ones to choose from. By the end of this year, there'll be a couple more. If you're looking for the square face Android Wear watches, I definitely like the Asus Zen Watch. And when I do get into a steel band, I'm sure I will make another video about it. But for now, this has been a good look, a long look at the Asus Zen Watch. If you guys like the video, please remember to like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Thanks for checking it out. We'll talk to you guys later.